everybody and welcome back to my channel. I've got a couple of things to share with you in this video today. So I'm going to share with you an update on my account with the scalping program, as well as a recap on a trade that I took on pound Swiss where I took a nice trade scalping price action using the 2-minute time frame. So let's jump onto the charts. As I'm recording this video, it's Wednesday, so I am recording this a little bit earlier because I'm not going to be able to trade over the next couple of days. But still, in 3 days of trading this week, I've managed to make 2% on my account trading the scalping program. I was up 3% this morning, but I took a loss, so that's put me back 2%, but that's still a great win on the week in just 3 days. And for that strategy, I have been doing that in my small account just to get that extra practice in, just to prepare myself before I decide to enroll with another prop firm. So here is a quick look at my weekly review and metrics for August, a brand new sheet, and this, as I said, is just for scalping the DAX using the 2-minute time frame. And as I mentioned today, I did take an extra trade, a nice win, but then I basically gave that back. So I'm down 6 pence, which is basically just a break-even day today. If you want to know why I'm trading such a small amount in my account, I did create a video last week which explains what my focus is and what my goals are with my trading, including account sizes. And I am still trading my account with the 5%ers, which I'm using to focus primarily on trading price action, but I'm still developing some of the skills and techniques for price action, and so I'm keeping my lot sizes very small at this stage. But let's have a quick look at some of the trades that I took this week. So firstly, I took a trade on Euro USD using the 15-minute time frame, and I was looking to take a short. I was looking at this level here because I felt like it was coming up to this resistance level, that we'd broken the low and we were coming for a pullback, and I was aiming to get in on the move what I thought would be down. But as you can see, the trade went against me and hit my stop, and that was that. Here are a couple of the scalp trades that I took trading the DAX, and another one here. I am learning how to capture more of these moves, but at the moment I'm just focusing on following my plan that I've backtested and taking the profits of when they come. And here is one of those lovely trades that you plan out and you make a trade plan for, but you don't take, and that's what I did here. I set this, the original forecast here was actually a few days ago, and then the smaller one was what I did this week on CAD Swiss using the 15-minute time frame, looking to follow the overall downtrend here. And for this plan here, I was basically referring to the 4-hourly chart, which was a very strong bearish candle, and I used a 50% retracement of that bar to set my order here, which was in line with the resistance. But I didn't actually take this in my live account. I just decided to follow this and learn from it at this stage, and in the end it would have hit my profit target and even continued down quite a fair way more. So it's just unfortunate I didn't take it in my live account, but it's always good to look back over these to learn from them. On the flip side, here's another trade, again, that I didn't take in my live account, but this time this trade would have lost. It would have moved up around about 1.6R into profit before coming back down to my stop. And this was on pound yen using the 15-minute time frame and the daily levels. So here we had a break of this trend line on the daily chart, and I was interested as we came down to retest this. We formed a W pattern and started to get some momentum pushing upwards. So I thought that would be a good entry for a long position. But as you can see, when I came back to this later in the day to see how the trade played out, it would have actually gone against me. So another learning experience from this trade. And here is a losing trade that I took in my 5%ers account this week in my live account on Euro Yen. This was one of those really annoying trades because I identified that we had broken this low here. Overall, we were in a slight downtrend, and using the 15-minute time frame here, I was interested that we came back to this level that we'd broken previously. That was a key area of market structure, a key level here, and we were making quite a few wick rejections. And after this red candle here on the 15-minute, I set a sell stop below that level, and I was only risking about 6 pips. I was keeping them very small and tight as per the scalping method, and I was risking 6 in order to make 18 pips. So I was aiming for 3 times profits to what I was risking. But here it was just really annoying because, as you can see, if I just zoom in a little bit here, Price came down and triggered me into this trade, but we got a push up that literally tapped my stop and got me out before it broke down. Now it actually dropped here to the 3R. My original plan was to look for more profits, but if I was in the trade, I could have played around and trailed stops, but obviously that doesn't matter because it hit my stop first. But my winning price action trade that I took this week, that's what I want to share with you now, was actually on pound Swiss. So let's just load up the chart for pound Swiss. And we're going to go back to the daily time frame because that's what I started with for this trade. And we had been in this very strong uptrend. We've been selling off and pretty much consolidating at this stage. But it seems that the most recent daily price action has been in this downtrend because we've been making lower lows and lower highs. Dropping down to the 2 minute, which is the time frame that I use to both plan and manage this trade. I zoomed out, as you can see, quite a lot to make the candles very small because you can see a really nice clear flow of the market and the market behavior. And from here, I could identify that we'd had this big drop down. So we had a lot of selling pressure and we had been consolidating and ranging here. Now, as we were starting to pull back, this is where I zoomed in and where I was looking for possible entries. So I identified that we had pulled back to this high of the range here. So price had pulled back, it then dropped down a little bit and tried to break the previous high of that pullback but failed. And when it dropped down here, it did break the previous low. So we're starting to see a shift in market behavior, starting to see the bearish pressure starting to come in. And zooming in a little bit here, I drew this area of resistance because after breaking this low, we'd had a push up and then we had a really nice wick rejection here. And price action was consolidating underneath this area, struggling to break that level. Once we had this big bearish candle coming down, bringing momentum to the downside, I decided to set a sell limit order at this level, looking for some sort of retest up towards this resistance. So my thinking was that now we'd had the drop down, I was looking for price to pull back up, which is where my sell order was sitting. And I was looking to risk 6 pips to make 12, so risking 1 to make 2. Round about 10 o'clock in the morning, I got into this trade as price action pushed up. And we had this consolidation for quite a bit. It was retesting these levels, but then we started to get a nice drop down. Now I followed my plan and I left my orders as they were, and for this trade I took a nice 2R profit. But looking back on this, I could have had a lot more options to play with. So I could have looked into selling half of my position at 2R, moving my stop to break even and just basically keeping a trailing stop. Because in the end, if I zoom out here, you can see that price continued moving really quite nicely to the downside. In fact, later that day, we'd actually reached a low, which could have moved me around about 7R. I'm not saying that I would have caught all of that, but there's certainly a lot of potential there to play with and different ways that I can experiment with extending my target to try to capture more profit, which is what I just try to do when I review these trades. I always try to see how I can perform better. For both winners and losing trades, there's always something to learn. But I'm taking it really slow and steady in my Fivers account because I don't have any deadline or any expiration date as long as I keep the account active. So I'm using very small lot sizes and I'm focusing on building my experience and building my technique. And once I see some nice consistent data, maybe even over a couple of months, then I'll start to scale up my position sizes. So I'm not looking to pass this account anytime soon. I'm just looking for improvement. I hope you guys have had a great week trading. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe below to the channel. And I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.